Hello and welcome back here to Alnmouth Cricket Club, and as Tynedale are working through the chase here, and it's gone overcast again here, but Tynedale 59 for 1 after 17 at the moment, so they need another. They're chasing 315, so that makes it 256 the need here. 256 Tynedale need to win in 2.5 hours or 50 overs, whichever one comes earlier. And the man out is Dan Parker, and he was looking so good as well. He'd hit a couple of nice shots for 4, but he was bowled by Denton, who's about to take up the new start the fresh over here for Alnmouth, Nick Denton. He's taken the wicket of Dan Parker when the score was at 45. Tom Cant, he's getting away nicely. He's played 1 or 2 pull shots, and he's done the damage to Johnson and Richards, who have taken the bowling from the other end. But Callan McCabe, the new batsman, in now. He just turns for 1 up to square leg there, across to the right, and comes through. So he goes to 5 now. The score goes to 60. And Tynedale, they needed 6.3 runs and over at the start, and it went up a bit over 7 for a while, and I don't think it'll have come down much since then, as Cant again pulls a shot through the leg side up towards the boundary, and I think that one will get away for 4. Yes, it's up to the fence there, and the umpire enthusiastically signals that one up to the scorers up in the box there. And I didn't see the little light flash, but 4 more to the total, and that takes it to 64 now. And Cant has gone to 31. 64 for 1 Tynedale. Parker the man out. Dent bowling to Cant. Defensive shot this time, down into the offside. And there's no run, so it's overcast again. The breeze has picked up, and we had an hour there where the breeze dropped and it was really quite pleasant, but it's picked up again now, and the blue skies disappeared for the moment. But here's Denton in the bowl to Cant, and again he tries to pull it, and he gets something on it, and he's got enough on it, I think. It's running up to the long leg boundary in front of the covers there, but a nice sliding stop. They're coming back for 3. They're running, the ball's in, and they've made it. The ball came in quick there to the wicketkeeper, and Callan McCabe had to race up to that top end, and there's 3 to the total. 67 now for 1 Tynedale. Cant has gone to 34. Denton now with his shirt out and his short back and sides haircut, his short sleeves, quite a short run up as well, everything short, and he bowls, and McCabe just gets that one, a full ball out to the leg side, and there's no run, straight at the fielder there, picked up at mid wicket, and McCabe just settles himself. So we've got 2 slips, a gully, a backward point, a cover point, an extra cover, mid off, mid on, and a square leg. Denton now to McCabe, who comes forward and hits this one out to the offside again, and it's stopped in there with extra cover, and that's the end of the over, the end of the 18th. Tynedale now 67 for 1, still needing 248 to win here. 248 the need of the remaining overs, or just under 2.5 hours, because we have to finish at 8:30 in the Northumberland and Tyneside Cricket League. And candidate who's going to be on strike, it's going to be Johnson bowling. He made way, he came on. It was Richards who made way for him at the top end, and he's going to have 2 back, long off and long on, already in place. So with all these runs in hand, they've gone defensive early here at Alnmouth. We've got a 3rd man as well. Johnson to Cant, it's full, and he drives but doesn't time it, and the ball runs out along the ground where it's fielded. And I think it's Straker up there. I've just seen doing a little bit of bowling action. Now he's doing his stretches, as Johnson turns again to bowl over the wicket to Tom Cant. Here he is. Cant's forward this time, and again it's just played away into the offside and there's no run. So the score remains at 67, Cant 34, McCabe 5, Parker the man out, just as he seemed to be getting going, and it was Denton who bowled him, and it itched back into him, the left-hander, and sort of ricocheted off a pad or his bat or something and got through the gap and bowled him. Johnson to Cant. Cant hits this one lightly out to the offside again, and it's quickly fielded in by there, well inside the 30-yard circle, and there's no run. No wickets for Cant today that I can remember. I think did he get one? I can't just remember. But here's Johnson, who's in the bowl again to the Tyne captain. That was a slower one on the leg stump, and he turned it round the corner, but it just sort of trickled out there to the square leg fielder, and it came that slow. It seemed he was in slow motion as he turned squared up to that one and brought the bat across in time to flick it out, but nothing added to the score there as Cant faces the next one from Johnson now, and that's down the leg side, and Cant did play a shot at it, but taken nicely by the keeper there, standing up, and there's no run again. So it's still 248 is the total needed, is the amount of runs Tynedale need here to win. 248 chasing 315, and it's Johnson into Cant again, who again just hits this one out to extra cover. It was a fullish ball just outside the off stump, and Cant went forward and played it out, and it was fielded, and that's the end of the over, the end of the 19th, that one. And Tynedale chasing 315 to win, 67 for 1, still need another 248 to win, with 9 wickets in hand here. And I think we're going to have Straker on the bowl now, are we? Yes, I think he's coming on from this our end here. We're going to be down behind the long off boundary, down at the car park end here at Alnmouth. And the spectators up there at the far end, just to the left, in front of the clubhouse. The changing room's out on the left hand side over there, with the score box in the middle, the score box window with the two windows, little windows open there, and the bar and the lounge area just to the right hand side there. And we've lost the breeze again now for Straker to start here. Still overcast, and we've got no slips now. I'm just having a look up there. We've got a short, fine leg, no third man that I can see, a backward point, a deep point, an extra cover quite close in, a deep mid off, a deep mid on, a close mid wicket, a deep square leg, and a deep mid wicket as well. And there's McCabe, who faces the first one. He's going to get one, and they run through quickly there. And it all seemed to stop for a moment there. McCabe got that run, and he comes through to the non-striker's end, which takes Cant on to strike. 34 not out. 247 needed now by Tynedale. Here he comes now. Cant's down the pitch, and he missed it. A big swing, and it's missed the wicketkeeper as well, and it must have turned away quite a bit there, and it's gone up for 4. 4 to Cant there, I think. I didn't see the umpire signal buys, and he must have got a little edge. Yes, the little edge there from Cant just took it past the wicketkeeper up to the third man boundary for 4. So the score goes to 72, and Cant just defends the next one from the crease, and it's 2-4-3 now, the deficit for Tynedale to knock these 315 off now. 38 to Cant. Plays the next one, coming forward, a full ball, and he pushes it back to the bowler there, and there's no run, no slips in place, and if there'd been one, he may have been out now. Cant flatter ball this time from Straker, and he's back playing, driving through the offside this time, but beats the infield, and it's out of the circle there where it's fielded, and he comes through for a single. So one more to the total, takes it to 73 now. 242 needed now. 242 needed by Tynedale. McCabe on strike. two county players in here for the visitors. Straker bowls again outside the off stump this time, the leg break. And the no shot offered there by McCabe, and it's through to the wicketkeeper, and that's the end of the over. 242 needed by Tynedale, chasing 315. They're 73 for 1. Parker's the man out. And he went in the 14th over, bowled by Denton. And it will be... Are we going to have another change of bowling here? We're going to have a fifth bowler on, I think, for Alnmouth. It's going to be Dushan Hermantha with his... he didn't have that colour hair when he played at Tynedale earlier in the season. He's blonde, dyed blonde, I think, on the top. I'll just have a look at the... through the binoculars here. Yes, he's got... It's dark hair around the sides. A nice sandy colour on the top, and he's blue-heeled boots as well. But here we go. He's spin bowler, right arm, and he's going to bowl the 21st over here. 40 runs came from for Tynedale off the second 10 overs, 33 off the first 10, and we've got one slip in place here for Dushan, who's in, drops it short and Kant pulls it away, and that might be 4. Yes, 4 from the first ball from Dushan there, Hermantha. And he may not want to bowl to Kant anymore like that, because that's about I think it's about 4 boundaries Kant has hit with that pull shot. He nearly got caught by one, a flying effort, but it was a hard chance. But here's Dushan again, and he comes now and pitches it up this time, and it spun that much. It went too fast for the wicketkeeper there, and it was called at first slip with Kant not offering a shot. So here we go. Here's Dushan again, and he comes, and Kant goes forward and just plays it out to backward point there, and that's Richards who fields it and throws the ball around the offside field, and it's back with Dushan Hermantha. Here he comes now, a little short run up. He's a very slight man, and he comes over the wicket now and pitches it on a good length again, and again Kant just plays that late and opens the face out to backward point there, and it's fielded, and there's no run. So it's 77 for 1 now, 238 Tynedale need. Here's Hermantha again now, drops short again, and Kant's just flicked that one up. He'll not get 4 this time, out to deep square to the left, and he goes through for a single. And that takes it to 78, and the deficit comes down now to 237 needed. Now, McCabe on the strike. Long off is coming off the boundary, so is Long on. They're both inside the circle now. There's 2 deep to the leg side and 1 deep to the off across to the right, and that's on middle and leg, and McCabe just turns that one up behind square on the leg side for a single. Doesn't want to be on strike too long, and that was the... Well, he's got the strike back after that, because that was the last ball of the over. So 1 off the last ball there takes it to 79 for 1. And the deficit for Tynedale now has come down to 236 needed off 29 overs to get these 236. Kant there on 44, McCabe on 7, Parker the man out. The wicket went to Denton. He bowled Dan Parker, and it will be Straker, another leg spinner, over the wicket, right arm over the wicket, bowling to McCabe with no slips. He loops one up, and McCabe drives, and he's got 1. A nice stop there, diving in at mid-on, and there's 1 to the total, so it goes to 80 now, and the deficit comes down now to 235. It's Straker bowling to Kant. On Kant's forward this time, and just pushes the ball back to the bowler, and there's no run. And on a pleasant evening here now at Alnmouth, just the wind drops slightly again, as in goes Straker again. And that's turned to leg this time by Kant. Just in front of square, and he gets one, and it's Dushan who picks up there. So that takes the score to 81 for 1. Kant goes to 45, and the deficit comes down now to 234, needed by Tynedale. And good evening if you've just joined us here on Cricket West Tyne. Straker bowls, and McCabe plays back there to Richards at backward point, and there's no run. He throws the ball quickly back to Straker. 100 from him today when he was batting. And he goes again now. Loops one up, and McCabe turns it off the leg stump out there to forward mid-wicket. Just forward of mid-wicket, and it's Dushan who fields again. And there's no run. 81 for 1. McCabe on strike, 8 not out. Everything goes a little bit quiet here. As in goes Straker now. McCabe's back and plays back up to the bowler. That one didn't turn as much as he thought it might. Was trying to play it out wide of extra cover there, but he just got rather straight onto it off the last ball. So there we go. That's the end of the 22nd over. Tynedale needing 315 to win at 81 for 1, and they need 234 more runs of 28 overs. Or what time are we on? Just coming up to 2 hours and 14 minutes left, the time of the match, time left in the game here. So that I don't think will be an issue, because the overs have gone through quite quickly here. 23 in an hour and 16 minutes. As Kant drives away, and he'll get 4 this time, I think. They've run 1 up through extra cover. No, there's a fielder quickly round there from deep cover point to his right. And Kant gets 2 more. He goes to 47 now, and the score goes to 83 for 1, and the deficit comes down to 232. Now Dushan pitches up full this time, and Kant just plays it off the stump and opens the face, and it runs out there to Richards at backward point, who fields it, and there's no run. Here's Dushan again. Dushan Hamantha. Full toss this time, and Kant flicks it up to long on, and it's fielded in front of the clubhouse there, and it's thrown in to the wicket-keeper. Well, it went to first slip actually, a bit too much power in that throw, and it was Craig's there at first slip who managed to keep that one out. So 1 more off the deficit, which takes it down to 231, 84 for 1 now, and Kant has gone to 48. Now here's Dushan, bowls a good length and faster to McCabe, who goes forward and plays and misses, and there's no run again. The umpire at the far end there just signals something. I think two left in the over maybe, but here's Dushan again, 1 slip in place, full toss again, and McCabe gets that away up to the edge of the circle at deep mid-on for a single. So 230 now the deficit for Tynedale. 85 for 1. Another full toss from Dushan, and Kant flicks it again up to long on where it's fielded, and another single. That takes it up to 86 for 1 now, and Kant has gone to 49 with that last one. So at the end of the 23rd, 86 for 1 Tynedale, Kant 49, McCabe 9, Parker the man out, the only wicket to fall. That fell at 45. So needing 315 to win Tynedale, they need 229 more from 27 overs. And it's Kant on the strike, and it's going to be Straker to bowl. And 1 away from the 50. Still overcast here, down the leg side, and well down the leg side, and no signal from the umpire there. I can't just watch that one. It seemed he might have wanted a pair of binoculars to see that one as it went down the leg side. That's full, and Kant drives, but it's Craig's in at extra cover there who dives down and stops that one. So Kant still there at 49. As a little spider just crawls across my book here. Straight on again, can't watch, oh my word, and he prodded at that one not very positively, and it hit the inside edge and ricocheted onto his pad and rolled back, and oh my dear, oh that was close, just missed the stumps. And here's Straker again now, he's in and bowls full and can't drives, and it's back to the bowler. And Straker fields it. He doesn't get it first time there, but the score's still at 86 for 1, 229 short here. Tyne mid on is dropped back under the boundary. Tempting can't, and he's driven it, and Dushan fields it nicely, sliding to his left there in at mid wicket. Came round to straight mid wicket from the orthodox position there, and no run again. Straker about to bowl. Here he goes. Can't forward in defence, and that's the end of the over. So Kant doesn't get it was a maiden over there, so Kant doesn't get his 50 in this one. 24 overs gone now, and they're getting through them quickly here with the two spinners on. Tyndale 86 for 1, 229 in deficit here to win this match, with 9 wickets in still standing here. Kant 49, McCabe at 9, 315 at the target here, and it's going to be Dushan to bowl again up at the top end. So he's coming towards us here, and he's going to bowl to McCabe with a slip. It's brightened just a little bit, the clouds a bit higher now here, but still no sunshine, no evening sunshine. McCabe's forward to the first ball and just defends it, and the wicketkeeper comes up there to field that one, and there's no run. A few jackets now being put on in front of the clubhouse as Dushan's in again to bowl. A little bit flatter this time on middle and leg, and that tangles McCabe up a bit, and he just lets it strike into his thigh pad there and try to clear his hands out the way, so there's no run again. McCabe on strike. Here comes Dushan. Flatter outside the off stump, and McCabe plays back to Richards there at backward point. And he fields it, and there's no run again. And the ball goes round the offside field. It's back with Dushan now. And here he comes, bowling to McCabe. McCabe lets this one outside the off stump, and there's no shot off it there, and taking it the second attempt there by first slip after the wicketkeeper dropped it. And again there's no run. It's still 86 for 1. Here's Dushan, full toss, and it's driven up to deep mid on this time by McCabe, and they get 1, and it takes the score to 87, and the deficit comes down now to 228. So here's Kant on the strike. The a long on's out. It's going to be Dushan to Kant, 1 away from 50 with 1 slip there. And there's Kant, he's turned it round the corner up to the near the long leg boundary here. They've run 1, it's fielded now, he comes back, and Tom Kant comes through for his third 50 of the season, and he gives the bat, holds the bat up once there to his teammates and the spectators over at the clubhouse. And that was the end of the 25th over, and that's the drinks break. So there we go, Kant making his way off. He's gone to 51 at the end of the over. And the score for Tyndale now, halfway through the innings now, chasing 315 to win. It's Tyndale 89 for 1, they're still 226 short. Kant there on 51, and McCabe there at 10. And the wicket to fall, that went in the 14th over. And it went when the score was at 45. That was Dan Parker. He was bowled, the left-hander, bowled by Denton, after he looked quite set. But the umpires don't seem to be having a drink, so while they're off at the moment for a drinks break, we'll go over now and listen about our sponsors here on Cricket West Tyne. So we'll be back in just a jiffy or two.
You're listening to Cricket West Tyne program on Spreaker Online and Podcast Radio in association with the Royal Oak Country Pub, Cornsey Colliery, experts in business consultancy, and Cannon Bristle and Dairy Products. drink well, eat well, do business well, listen well.
Welcome back here to Alnmouth Cricket Club. So we've got a chance here just to tell you that we've got, as well as we finish off today, we've got three more consecutive days of broadcasting. You can join us here on Cricket West Tyne on Spreaker Internet Radio from 12 noon tomorrow, as we're down to cover the first day of the Minor Counties Championship match between Northumberland and Cumberland at Jesmond in the East Division of the Minor Counties Championship. Do join us if you can, and you're more than welcome to, either on your laptop, on your PC, on your mobile phone, your iPad or tablet or anything like that, anywhere or anytime you can get an internet connection. Do join us this evening if you want, but from tomorrow 12 noon, and then the same on Monday and the same on Tuesday as well, as we head over to Jesmond to cover the East Division Minor Counties Championship game between Northumberland and Cumberland. Cumberland are 5th in the East Division. Northumberland down there at the second bottom, looking to win their first match of the season. Their first championship match. Anyway, they did well enough. They've done well enough fought on well in the championship, in the Minor Counties Championship. Anyway, but they just missed out in the T20 competition and showed well in the 50 overs competition as well. But where the drinks have gone off now, and it's going to be Callum McCabe to face, right-handed, and it's going to be Straker to take up the attack. 89 for 1 here at Tynedale, 226 short of victory at the moment, 315 needed. So still a little bit brighter, but we've got no sunshine yet. The clouds moving over, the flags whipped up again over there by the clubhouse, by the breeze, but it's nowhere near as strong as it was earlier in the afternoon. And we've got no slips now, as Straker loops up a full toss and McCabe drives, but it's straight to mid-on there, and there's no run. So we've got a short third man, short fine leg, I beg your pardon, no third man, a backward point, as Straker's in again now. Drives high for 4. Straight down the pitch this time, McCabe, just slightly to the leg side, and it was in the air for quite a while. About just over head height over the umpire and Tom Cant there at the non-striker's end, but 4 to the far side of the side screen from us here, down behind the long off boundary. So 4 more to the total. That takes it to 93, and the deficit comes down to 222 now, with 9 wickets still in hand here at Tynedale. McCabe turns a full ball away forward of square on the leg side. It's Dushan after it, a nice sliding stop. They're coming back for 2, and they'll have to get there quickly, and they do. Thrown into the wicketkeeper's end that time. McCabe running up to that top end, so 2 more to him. He's gone to 16. The score goes to 95. And here's Straker again now. In he goes and bowls. McCabe plays back out to deep cover point across to the left. And it's fielded now, and McCabe comes through for a single. And the score goes to 96 for 1 now. McCabe goes to 17. Cant there on 51. And 219 the deficit now. In goes Straker now. Cant hits it high over, long off here, and the ball runs over the boundary, crosses the line now just to our left. So 4 runs. It sent Ben Cuthbertson standing next to me here, chasing for cover there. So 4 more to the total there. The hundreds come up for Tynedale. Cant's gone to 55. And 215 needed now, and Cant swings this one away to the leg side. They're pushing for 2 here to deep mid-wicket, and the throw comes in. It gathered 10 yards short of the stumps, and that was the last ball of the over. So Cant gets another couple there off the last ball, and he goes to 57. He's got his 3rd 50 of the season, and now he's the score for Tynedale after 26 overs, 102 for 1, and 2 more off the deficit there, takes it down to 213 needed. And McCabe it will be who'll have the strike. And also Kant has gone past 600 league runs for the season for Tynedale as well. He's gone up to 637 runs now, averaging 34 before the start of play from 18 innings, with one not out. But Dushan bowls to McCabe, and he drives this up wide of mid-off there, and he gets a single. That's well run, that one. Fielded now. So one more to the total. That takes it now to 103. McCabe's gone to 18. The deficit comes down to 212. One slip in place. Sort of a fly slip in place as well, as Dushan comes in to bowl flatter this time and cants forward, and the bails are whipped off there. But it goes through to the wicketkeeper, and the bails came off, but Camp was in his crease. He played forward and missed it there, Camp. It was a quicker one and flatter there from Dushan. And then he comes again now, loops one up, and Camp pulls a full toss away, and pull drive out there to the deep square boundary, and it's fielded, so Camp goes through for another single. Takes it down to 211, the deficit now. Kant goes to 58, 104 for one. And here's Dushan Hemantha. A swing and a miss from McCabe this time. And it was wide enough, but he didn't move towards it any. So I think he was swatting a fly, just wafted at it and missed it through to the wicketkeeper. And here's Hemantha again, Dushan Hemantha, and again he zips one through there, and that one put McCabe back in his crease, and he didn't play that, just played down the line of off stump, and it went past the bat. Didn't attempt to go towards it. And my word, I've seen a cricketer with no socks on with his sliders, thank goodness. And yeah, it's turned away around the corner, this one. Up it comes. It's not going to, is it going to get, it's coming. They're going to have to run for it here. It's fallen just a yard inside the boundary, down right in front of us here. And there's a good throw. It takes the bails off. And it's Cantu gets a couple of runs there. McCabe, I beg your pardon, who gets 3 runs there, so that takes it 100 to 107 for one now. Tynedale, and the deficit comes down now to 208 needed, and we've had 27 overs now, I think it is, and Kant is still out there, 58 not out. McCabe up to 21 now, 315 the target needed. New over about to start. That was the end of Dushan's over, and it's going to be Straker again. Still overcast here, although a little brighter than it was 20 minutes ago. A slight breeze, but it's dropped. McCabe comes and drives again for 4. Straight drive again for 4. Down just to our right here, and he just matter-of-factly gets back into position at the crease. He keeps his concentration going. So 111 now for one Tynedale. And the deficits come down to 204. Straker bowls again. Another drive wide of extra cover. It was in the air. And they're going just for 1 this time. It's fielded now out to our left here. And it's thrown in, so 1 more to the total brings the deficit down now to 203, 112 for 1. In goes Kant, who takes that one to the leg side, and there's no run. Here's Straker again now, long off and long on in place here. Bowls, Kant, forward, and it's hit the pad, and there's a big shout for LBW, and a shake of the head there. It was quite full there, and it may have hit him on the full indeed, and Kant was coming forward. So it was worth a shout, but the umpire didn't agree that time. In goes Straker again now, bowling to Kant. No slips in place. Kant's forward again, and smothers that one down, a high left elbow, and gets that shoulder turned out towards the offside, and the ball closed the face on it as well and smothered it into the leg side there. So no run again. Here's Straker now, and he goes high action, and Kant just plays behind square this time to Richards, who fields, and there's no run, and that's the end of the over. It's now 112 for 1. After that over, the 28th, and Cant 58, McCabe 26, and the man out is Dan Parker, who's just shuffled off down to our right hand side there. He's having a little chat to Ben Cuthbertson, and it's going to be McCabe on strike again now, and it's going to be Dushan Hemantha to bowl again from the top end. He's just having a little practice ball there. McCabe, he's 450s this season, high score of 71. He's had 10 innings. So here he goes. He made the debut for Northumberland as well. He's been selected in the team for tomorrow against Cumberland, but here's Dushan bowls, and it's kept low, and it's beat the batsman, the wicketkeeper, the slip, and it's running up towards the third man boundary, but it's fielded before that, and 2 byes signalled by the umpire there, and now the score goes to 114 for 1, and the deficit comes down to 201. 201 needed by Tynedale here, with 29. We're in the 29th over here, so 21 to go after this one. Flat and a bounce, and it's edged, and it's into the ground, and it's fielded there at fly slip on the short third man on the edge of the 30-yard circle, and McCabe doesn't get a run that time. Now mid-off is just dropping back a bit towards the edge of the circle. There's a long on as well. A big swipe at it there from McCabe, and it kept low again. And that was the same place that Johnson was keeping them low, and Richards bowling full outside the legs, the off stump at this end. So one slip again now as Dushan's in the bowl, and it's turned behind square on the leg side over to the left there. And McCabe gets a single. He goes to 26. The score goes to 115. So 200 to win for Tynedale. Cant plays for 1 again behind square on the leg side, and there's they run through there. McCabe comes down, so 1 more to Cant. He's gone to 59. The score goes to 116. Now it comes down to 199. Here's Dushan again, now bowling to McCabe. 1 slip. Good length, and that was a good length, and it's hit him on the pad, has it? And be a shout for LBW, but the umpire says no, and that's the end of the 29th over there. So there we go, a few LBW shouts so far. None of them have been agreed to, because Parker was bowled by Denton as the only wicket to fall so far. So if you've just joined us here, Tynedale 116 for 1, replying to 315 to win. They still need another 199 of 21 overs. And it's going to be Cant on strike on 59. Here's Straker now, bowls. And that was a slower one, pitched up slowly this time, and Cant just pushes it to the leg side this time, and the ball stops before the wicketkeeper can get there and throw it back to Straker. So here we go. Here's Cant again, about to face up to Straker. Overcast still here. Cant in all defence, and it's Craigs who moves across as he was prompted there to pick that one up. He's at extra cover, long off and long on down here. Deep square and a deep cover point. Cant just watches this one carefully, gets into line and defends it again to Craigs there at extra cover. 116 for 1. Cant 59, McCabe 27. Straker bowls, and Cant plays back up to deep cover point, and it went a bit quicker there, and he comes through for another single. He's gone to 60. The score goes to 117 for 1, and the deficit comes down now to 198 needed. 198 needed by Tynedale, with 9 wickets still standing here. And it's turning into a batsman's afternoon. Drive this time from McCabe. Full ball there from Straker. But the face just closed on it there, and it came straight back fast to the bowler. who fields it nicely. Straight again now, leg side this time, and it's turned round and nicely fielded in by Denton there at short final leg, and there's the end of the over. So 30 gone now. Tynedale 117 for 1, still needing 198 to win. And Candidates, who's 60 not out now. McCabe 27. So the third 10 overs have brought Tynedale there. 27, 37, 44 runs from the third 10 overs of this innings. So 44 runs. It's increased a bit as in comes Dushan to start the 31st, and that one's cut away. A slight misfield there at backward point by Richards. Kant's got 2 now, and the ball's fielded down there across to the right on the fence and thrown into the wicketkeeper this time, and there's a couple to Kant, who goes to 62, and the score goes to 119 now. The deficit comes down to 196. Now here's Dushan Hamontha again now. Leg breaks at full toss, and that'll be 6. A full toss and a cross-batted thump over wide, long on, and I think it's gone over the clubhouse as well. It may have hit the roof there, and it is. I've just seen one of the Alnmouth fielders shoot off behind there, behind the clubhouse, up at the top corner, top left-hand corner of the picture as we look at it here, and that may have even reached the trees beyond that. But 6 more to the total, and Kant has gone to 68. And the score has gone to 125 for 1. And the deficit has come down now to 190 needed by Tynedale. 190 needed. Yeah. And Kant, he's been there since the beginning, which is just coming up to an hour and 40 minutes ago. An hour and 37 minutes he's been there for his 68. Just to 5:05 we started this second innings, which is one of the later starts, but we had all 50 overs and they got through pretty quickly. 25-4 we went for the tea break. 25-5, I beg your pardon, as Dushan it is in again now and bowls, and Kant tries to turn it to the leg side, but there's a bye signalled by the umpire there. I thought it just clipped the pad, but no, 1 bye to the total. That takes it now down, the score to 126, and the deficit down now to 189. Kant still on 68. McCabe on strike now, 1 slip in place. Dushan bowls, and that's hit him on the pad, and there's a massive appeal for LBW, but again the umpire just turns it down without any fuss there. Most of the close fielders there went up. There's a short third man and a backward point and a slip. No change in the weather, still overcast here with a slight breeze. A big swipe again at that one from McCabe, and he was a little late on at that time. Didn't seem to pick the length up quite right. It was a little bit shorter than he thought, and it went through to the wicketkeeper, but he swung and missed at it there. And here he comes again. Here's Dushan, flatter this time, and there's a shout for a stumping, and no, it's a shake of the head from the umpire at square leg. He went forward again, did McCabe, and he had a go at it, and it came through a little bit quicker, skidded on there, and the bails were whipped off quick enough, but the appeal, the loud appeal this time, was turned down. So that was the end of the over. The end of the 31st over that time, and Tynedale 126 for 1, still 189 short here of winning, but perhaps the target now is just to get up to that 200, because they're desperate for bonus points here as Straker starts the fresh over to Kant, and he drives it up here towards us. It'll beyond the long off boundary, but it's intercepted there quickly, and Kant gets a single. He takes his score to 70 now. 69, I beg your pardon. 127 for 1. The deficit down to 188. McCabe on strike. A slower, loopy ball there. Leg break from Straker, and the ball, McCabe just defends it back onto the leg side, and Straker goes forward to pick it up, and there's no run. So here we go again now. Here's Straker. Sort of an in-out field here. McCabe hits it hard away to the leg side. It beats mid-wicket, but it's not going to beat the outfield. It's fielded now, and they're racing back for 2 runs now. And McCabe gets another couple to his name, which takes him to 29. The score goes up to 129 for 1, and the deficit comes down to 186. Straker bowls, and McCabe swings away to the leg side again. Fielded just inside the 30-yard circle there by the man running in from long on. And there's one more to the total. He goes to 30 now, 130 for 1, the deficit down to 185. Here's Straker now to Kant, who's back in his crease this time and plays back to backward point. And there's no run. And Stacey Lavery just gets up there and leaves us for a moment. She's disappearing for a bit of exercise, as it gets rather gloomy here now as Straker bowls. Kant tries for the sweep, and he's got it fine. He's kept it down as well, and it'll run up to the fine leg boundary for 4 runs there. And I think that'll be the end of the over. It is 4 more to the total there. Kant goes to 73. The score goes to 134 for 1, and Tynedale needing 315 to win, or 181 short of that at the moment. And I think there'll be 18 overs left now. So as I was saying just a moment ago, they've only got the 1 bowling bonus point so far, Tynedale, so that 200 perhaps will be in sight for them before, indeed, if they can get there quick enough, and that will make the next 100 or so possible. But McCabe swings and misses outside the off stump again. And the light here is changing every 2 or 3 minutes. With the cloud keeps breaking up, and it's got brighter again. We've had 2 or 3 minutes of gloominess there as Alnmouth comes in again to bowl, and it's hit on the full this time up to long on in front of the clubhouse by McCabe, and there's another one, and that takes the score now to 135, so 180 now to win for Tynedale. Kant on strike. Change in the field here. Delay and play. Looks like there's something on going over by the scoreboard. Oh, the stoppage in play. The two some youngsters playing about on the table up there behind the bowler's arm. So it looks like 1 or 2 of they're just getting a little lesson there not to run behind the bowler's arm. And Kant plays late this time, a fine glance to third man, and he doesn't get a run that time, so 135 for 1, 180 short here Tynedale. Kant 73 on strike, McCabe at the far end 31. And it's to Sean Hammond at the bowl. Kant hits it high, and that over the head. He might be out here. No, it's gone over the head of the fieldsman, and I think he's got it, has he? 6 runs, yes. I think he might have hurt himself as well. I think he might have just caught his hand or something like that. But 6 runs it is to Tom Kant. And up there, over long off. So it goes to 141 now, the score, which brings the deficit down now to 174. Kant goes again, tries to drive this time, but doesn't time it. And he hits it straight back to the bowler there, and there's no run. So we've got 2 deep to the leg, we've got 2 in the straight deep and 1 in the offside deep, and just has another little poke at that one outside the off stump, and it misses the bat, goes through to the wicketkeeper, and that's the end of the 33rd over now. So Tynedale 141 for 1, 314 314 what Alnmouth made, so 315 for Tynedale to win. They're 174 short of that at the moment. We've had the drinks break. As what time are we? Just coming up to a 10 to 7 here. And it is Cant who is at the non-striker's end this time. And we've got a change of bowling at this end. It looks like it's Craig's who's coming on to bowl. And he's coming on for his first over here. Denton with the wicket so far. That was way back in the 14th over. Dan Parker, when the score was at 45. He bowled him. He bowled the Tynedale opener, the left-hander. And he's just across to our right-hand side at the minute there. But jackets on all round now and jumpers as well. As Craig just he's doing a good spell of opening stretching here as he's about to bowl around the wicket to McCabe, the right-hander. So he's going between umpire and stumps. Here he goes now. Loops one up full, and McCabe drives up to our right, up to the long on, just on the edge of the circle there, up towards long on, and it's fielded. So McCabe comes through for a single. Takes it to 142 now. McCabe has gone to 32 with that one. 173 now, the deficit here. 9 wickets still in hand for Tynedale. And it's Cant who drives a full one up towards to ring in the changes. Up towards long off here. And he gets a single. So he goes to 80. The score goes to 143 for 1. The deficit comes down to 172. And it goes a little bit gloomy again here. The scoreboard shining out bright across to our top left there. In the distance there on the left. And there's 3 deep on the leg side. For McCabe. 2 deep to the off, 4 inside. McCabe stands up to that one and pushes it off the back foot up again straight up towards long off here. And it's fielded. McCabe comes through for another single. And he goes to 33. The score goes to 144 and the deficit's down to 171. As Craig's right arm around the wicket again to Cant. Bowls full and Cant smothers that one. And there's no run again. And the ball goes back to Craig's now. Shirt tail hanging out, shirt sleeves on. Ruffled dark hair as he moves in now. Bowles drops it short this time and Cant clatters it through the offside for 4. There we go, he just leant back on that one and brought the bat down across it and down on it, and it went for 4 just in front of cover point there across to the left. So 4 more to the total. Takes it to 148 for 1. The deficit's down to 167. Cant forward to a full ball this time. And he just defends that one out, and there's no run at the end of the over there. And Craig's first over. So 4 conceded off the second last ball there. So there we go, 34 gone, 148, 33 I think it may have gone. I'll wait till that updates the scoreboard there. 134 gone, there we go. So 16 left here. Tynedale chasing 315, 148 for 1. Still 167 behind. 84 to Cant, 33 to McCabe. Parker the man out. And McCabe it is on strike now with no slips and the light gloomy. Another swing and a miss from McCabe, and again I don't know quite what it is. The bat doesn't seem to be, it's a full swing, a big back lift and a big follow through, but the bat seems as if it's coming down from about crossways from behind him. But again he did it and he's got hit this one, but it was a streaky shot and it's gone high out towards the deep extra cover boundary where it's fielded, and he'll get 2 for it. And the score goes to 150 now for Tynedale. 150 up, so 165 it is to win, with 15 overs to go after this one. McCabe, he's hit it hard this time out towards the leg side, and that just shows how gloomy the light is here. The fielder down there in front of us, just to the left of the scoreboard, didn't pick that one up, and he gets 1 run anyway, McCabe there. which takes the score to 151, and Kant this time just pushes a full ball for one up towards deep mid-on there, and it's fielded now, and he gets another one. So another one to the total, 152, 163 the deficit now for Tynedale. Kant 85, McCabe on strike, 36 not out. And a change in the field here. We're going to have a funny field here. We've got a straight mid-off and a long off. The straight mid-off must be almost in line with the stumps there, and that one has got away off the edge. A no ball called there by the umpire as well, so 2 more to the total. Just 1 to the total there. There was no run off the bat there from McCabe, so it was the no ball what give the single there, and McCabe just defends the next one from Dushan, and he gets the ball back off the wicketkeeper. So 153 for 1, the deficit down to 162, McCabe on 36. It was that last shot, it just tried to turn it to the leg and it took a leading edge, but the next one here, he lets that one outside the off stump, and there's a shout. He wasn't playing a shot then, it struck the pad, and he's given not out by the umpire. I think it was a shout for LBW there, but as the light deteriorates just a little bit more here, it's the end of the 35th, so we've got 15 overs left here, and Alnmouth with this mammoth total of 314 leaves Tynedale still, leaves them still 161 in the lead, so 162 for Tynedale to win here off 15 overs. And it's going to be Craig's to bowl again. So here we go, we'll have, and now what are we looking at? Oh my word, the umpires have come together. Are they looking at the light here or checking the overs? No, they don't seem to be doing anything revolutionary at the moment. But Craig's is going to go round the wicket, bowling to Kant. And it has gone just a tad more gloomy here as Kant plays late this time out towards backward point, and it's fielded there by Richards for no run. Still 153 for 1, and it is Craig's who's back to bowl again now. Here he goes, in he goes, and Kant plays a full ball up for 1. A good running there, just played forward there and opened the face out to backward point again. So 1 more to the total. It takes the score up to 154 for 1, 161 behind now Tynedale. Long off here for McCabe has just moved a little straighter. Runs across in front of us here. We're down pitch side, field side here. As Craig's bowls round the wicket, and it's wide and it's driven for 4. I think they'll get up there. No, a good stop up on the deep backward point boundary in front of the scoreboard, which keeps it 2-2, and it's McCabe who gets the 2 runs there, which takes the score up now to 156. McCabe has gone to 38. Craig's bowls again, and McCabe swats this one. Doesn't time it very well though. It's half stopped then. It's Dushan who fields there in the mid-on position. So 1 more to the total. 157 now. Kant plays back and hits this quite hard out to the offside. Deep cover point fields it there. So 1 more to the total. And that now takes it up to 158 for 1, 157 the deficit. Craig's bowls again now. McCabe strikes a full 1 for 1. And there's a shot at the stumps and it's misfielded, and they're not going to come back because Kant has run right past the stumps, about 6 or 7 yards past there. So end of the over. And now they got 1 there at the end of that one, which takes the score to 159. And Tynedale, they are needing 315 after 36 overs here, or 159 for 1, still 156 short. Kant 87 not out, McCabe 40. The man out is Parker, and again as it's Dushan to start the fresh over. It's just brightened up a touch here. It's funny, it's been the funniest afternoon for light. There's hardly any breeze now. It's overcast as A quicker one there's prodded away, and McCabe, is there going to be a shot at the stumps here? And a little bit of hesitation there from the batsman. The ball went into the far end, which is the non-striker's end, and he gets a single anyway, does McCabe, which takes the score to 160. 155 now needed by Tynedale. 37th over this one. Quicker from Dushan, and Kant, I know it was missed him, he couldn't see it, and he's asking about the light here, and this is the discussion at the minute. It's come as gloomy as ever. It's just gloomed over again, and I think it's the light Kant is asking about, and there's a shout for a stumping again. I think there was a shout for the catch first, and a little bit of dissent there from Dushan. He threw the ball away towards the was it extra cover, and it's just all getting a little bit fraught out here now, and there was no run there. It's still 160 for 1, and it's Dushan to bowl again, and in he comes. He's there now and bowls, and Kant just plays away out in the gap there between a cover point and extra cover for a single, so one more off the total there, which takes the score to 161. Kant goes to 88. The deficit's down to 154. McCabe on strike here in the gloom. The umpires, there's words being spoken out there. The umpires are trying to calm things down. Dushan bowls again, and that's hit down into his feet there by McCabe, and it wobbles about between his legs a bit, but it's safe enough. Dushan back up at the top end now, and he comes to bowl. He's there now. McCabe drives this one, and it's out up there towards long on in front of the clubhouse, and it is a 1 run there, so 1 more to the total. Takes at the end of the over, the end of the 37th, 162 now the score. For 1, Tynedale, Kant 88, McCabe 42, 153 is the score here. And if they did go off for any reason now, there's no bright sky across to the left where the weather's coming from, and would there be a chance to get back on? But here's the next ball, the fresh over from Craig's, and that one's beat McCabe there, and it beat the wicketkeeper. Did he get a little edge on that? I think he did, yes. 1 to the batsman, 1 to McCabe there, which takes him to 43, and the score to 163. As it's Craig's in again now, bowls to Kant this time, who swats it through the leg side. They're looking for 2 here, but they're going, they'll have to run. It's at Kant's end, the top end. He runs as a direct hit, and he's out. He's been run out. Kant is run out with a direct hit, and he's run out for 88. The Alnmouth fielders all fly in, and another good throw. It was a very good throw from down at on the deep mid-wicket boundary. They turned, they ran the first one fast there, did Kant and McCabe. Kant heading back towards the danger end, and the throw came in from about 45 yards, 50 yards maybe even, and it was a direct hit at the striker's end. So Kant has been run out for 89, I think that was. Yes, he gets the first run, so there was 1 came off the deficit there. It's 151 now, the deficit Tynedale need with 2 wickets down, and Kant has been run out for his score of 89 in the 38th over. And the new batsman is James Rainford, the right-hander, and it is he's just taking his guard off the umpire there at the moment, and it looks like we're getting a bit of a shuffle on here. It's just after 7 o'clock, so if you've joined us here at 7 o'clock, welcome to Cricket West Tyne on Speaker Online Radio, as Craig's about to take up the bowling again, just cuts off his run there, and the umpire signals dead ball. And here he goes again, round the wicket now, right arm, and Rainford's driven for 1 from his first ball. So there we go, he gets off the mark straight away there, and the score goes to 165. 165 for 2, Tynedale. Craig's bowls again. McCabe drives, and yes, he'll get 1 out to just to the right hand of extra cover there. The ball beat the diving attempt, and 1 more to the total, which takes it now to 160. 166 it is now, and the next one's just turned to the leg side by Rainford for another single, which takes it down now to 148 needed by Tynedale. 148 the need here. Craig's it is. Here he goes, bowls. McCabe goes for the big swing again outside the off stump, and he misses, and it's so to the wicketkeeper, and that's the end of the 38th over here. So at the end of that one, it seems just to have gotten a little bit brighter again, but Tynedale 167 for 2. McCabe is 44 not out, and Rainford 2 not out, and Kant, the last batsman to fall, for 89 at 164 for the second wicket. And it definitely has got a bit brighter here now, this last 20 minutes or so. It's going back and forward, the light, the dark clouds. We've got a clearance, a bit of higher cloud now has come over the top of us, as Dushan's in the bowl, and Rainford looks to play this, and it went down the leg side to the wicketkeeper. So the field here, we've got that fly slip in, a backward point, a cover point 2/3 of the way back, an extra cover, a long off, a long on, and 2 deep square of the wicket on the leg side. And it's driven this time from Rainford. A misfield in at extra cover there, and there's a single to Rainford, which takes the score now to 168 for 2, Tynedale. Rainford 3, and there's no slips here, as in comes Dushan again to bowl a quicker one outside the off stump, and McCabe can't reach that one, plays and misses again through to the wicketkeeper, and there's no run. And here's Dushan again now. Dushan Hamantha moves in, bowls to McCabe, who chops this one away, and he's got it through cover point up towards the boundary there, and he's going to get a single, which takes the score now to 169. McCabe has gone to 45, and the deficit comes down now to 146 needed by Tynedale. Here's Dushan again now, moves in, full toss this time, and it's driven. And another misfield in the extra cover area there, but no run this time attempted by Rainford, and he stays where he is, 3 not out. 39th over this one. Here's the next one, and he comes now. Rainford, a big drive attempted there, and misses it outside the off stump. And the score remains the same, taken by the wicketkeeper. A fraction brighter, the light here, and another one pitched full this time, and it was a fizzer, and again Rainford tried to hug it away, but he didn't get at it, and he played and missed, and it went to the wicketkeeper. So the 11 overs to go now, so 66 balls, 170 it is for 2, Tynedale, chasing 315. 145 they need of 66 balls here. 145 of 66. McCabe hits the first one from Craig's back down the pitch, and Craig's fields it at the second attempt there, and there's no run. Here's Craig's again now. Round the wicket he goes. McCabe turns that one round the corner. It's running up towards long leg. It's fielded now, and 1 more to the total, which takes it down now to 144 needed of 64. Here's Craig's again now. Rainford turns it up towards third man this time, and it's fielded there, but they come through for another single. Takes it down now to 143 from 63 balls. And McCabe it is now. The light against him here, Tynedale. The scene of the ball is difficult from down here on the boundary, but they'll carry on. No change in the score there. McCabe drives straight again, quite high, but it's going to be fielded this time just to our right here and thrown in. And McCabe gets another single. That takes it down now to 142 needed. 172, 173 it is now, as in goes Rainford. In goes Craig's to Rainford, who just plays it to the leg side, and there's no run, and I'll get you a full update here. The score there after 40 overs, that one. 172 for 2 it is Tynedale. And that means the deficit has come down now to 143 is needed now. 143 needed by Tynedale to win this match. And it's McCabe who's on strike. Dushan bowls again as it gets a bit brighter again here. Higher cloud comes over and it's brightened up quite a bit now. It's amazing. It's been transfixed by the changes of the light here on the coast this afternoon. Every 5 or 10 minutes we've had dark cloud come over, then it's brightened up, and McCabe goes to swing away at the next one, and I don't think that bounced as much as he expected it there, and it just struck him high up on the front leg. But it's still 173 it is now. 173 for 2 Tynedale. McCabe tries to play away to the leg side, but the wicketkeeper's missed this one, and it's hauled in now, and they get 2 byes this time, which takes the score up to 175. 140 now the score. McCabe there on 47 on strike, 3 away from the 50 here. 175 for 2 Tynedale. Here's McCabe now. Goes forward and plays and misses, and the bails are off again, but he was well in his crease there. And McCabe now, if he gets his 50 here, well, he's moved along now to 474 runs for the season, and he just plays away to the offside this time for another single, which brings the score to 176 for 2. McCabe's gone to 48, and the deficit's come down to 139 needed. Dushan in again now, bowls to Rainford this time, and he's turned it round the corner again, quite slowly though, and the fielder picks it up now, and they've time to get through for a single, and another no ball called there by the umpire. So 2 to the total it goes to there. And now it's 178 for 2. Now he's going to try and come around the wicket, is he? And have we seen this? I think he's going to bowl around the wicket, so he's going to change arms here, is he? He's going to bowl left arm. So he's coming... Surely not. No, well, that's a funny old move there. But he's come in and he's bowled still over the wicket. And McCabe gets it away for a single at the end of the over. Well, what an extraordinary sight that was. Dushan there. He looked as if he was going to bowl with his left arm and come round the wicket, because he came between umpire and stumps and actually bowled over the wicket. So he came at an angle towards us here and then switched back to straight on to bowl the ball there. And McCabe got it away anyway. I've never seen anything like that before, but hey, that's what cricket's all about. 179 for 2 now, Tynedale. 136 the deficit here. McCabe 1 away from 50 here. Craig's to bowl around the wicket, turning the ball back into the right hander, and McCabe pushes out onto the offside, and there's no run. Craig's back quickly now. hardly stops as he gets back to the end of his run. Bowls a bit quicker and down the leg side this time. And McCabe misses it. A full toss that one, but he missed it. So it's still 179. In goes Craigs, and McCabe plays back to the bowler this time. And there's no run again. 49 not out. In goes Craigs again now. McCabe drives this time, but straight to the fielder in there with extra cover. We're in the 42nd over here. The light just seems to be going down again. In he goes now, and it's driven this time, and it's missed through the fielder, and he's going to get 50 here, but it's a nice stop on the boundary, and it's thrown in now for 2 runs, and McCabe gets his 5th 50 of the season. He's moved, 4 runs signalled there, but in any event, McCabe moves to his 5th 50 of the season. He's gone to 53, and the next one's just pushed back to the bowler there, and there's no run at the end of the over. So there we go. Craigs finishes his over, and the score's gone to 183 for 2 after 42 overs here. Tynedale still needing 132 to win, and McCabe's moved to 53, his 5th 50 of the season for Tynedale, and Rainford there with him is 5 not out, and he's going to be on strike next. James Rainford, 314 runs for the season, averaging 26 from 13 innings from 1 not out, with 1 not out in that lot. But here he is on strike now from Dushan, and swing of the bat crossways there, but he doesn't time that one, and it was hit out onto the offside there, and there was no run. Here's Dushan again now as the light goes down a little bit more, and a plume of dust comes up there. Nicely fielded by Craigs there, and there's a shot at the stumps at the bowler's end, but McCabe backing up just a little too far there. He had to rush back, but a nice stop from Craigs in there at mid-wicket saved the single. But here's Dushan again now, bowls, and Rainford goes forward and defends this one out to the offside. 17 runs needed by Tynedale to get to that magic 200 to pick up the maximum batting points here, to go with a 1 bowling point. Rainford bears for the big drive, and I don't think he hit that one. No, he didn't. The umpire signals a bye, so 1 bye to the total, which takes the score now up to 184 for 2 Tynedale, 131 still behind here to win the match, and that's 6. Oh no, he might be out up on the boundary. No, 6 runs. 6. It just cleared the fielder and the boundary over there to the left over mid-wicket, and that was McCabe who hit that one, and he's gone to 59, and the score goes to 190 for 2, 125 still in the lead here, Alnmouth. Dushan bowls, and it's through McCabe this time, who's swinging hard, but he missed it through to the wicketkeeper, and that's the end of the over. So it's 43 gone now. Tynedale 190 for 2, still 125 behind from the winning total, the winning target here. McCabe 59, 5 to Rainford. Cant out for 89, and it is who's going to bat now? It's Rainford on strike. He's on 5. That's what I was going to say there. Both Cant and McCabe then in good form for tomorrow when they go off to play. Cant, the captain of Northumberland, as well. Good batting form. So Straker it is to take up the attack here. Rainford pulls it, and he hasn't got much on, but it's over Dushan's head at mid-wicket, so he's coming. No, Rainford stopped him there, stopped McCabe. He got 1, and then he sent McCabe back at that top end. So that takes the score to 191 for 2. And Rainford's gone to 6, 124 now the deficit. McCabe plays back and swings hard up to the long-on boundary here, and he gets another single. Takes the score now up to 192, and the deficit comes down to 123. Rainford looks at it, and has he bowled him there? No. Has he bowled him? No. And yes, he's bowled him, I think. Yes, he's out. I thought it had bowled him. It didn't look like the wicket-keeper had taken the bails off there. Yes, he just played back, and it went with the arm, went straight, and played all round it there. So Rainford's out bowled for 6 in the 44th over here, and it's Craig's. Straker, I beg your pardon, just come on. He's got his first wicket of the afternoon. So there we go. Tynedale 3 wickets down at 192. And it's James Rainford who goes in the 44th over here. He's out for 6. His season just sort of fading away at the end. Yeah, though he's been injured. Injured that leg of his earlier in the season, so I think it's Ewan Stevenson who's coming out here to bat, the left-hander. Yes, I can just see him peering up there through the dark skies. He hasn't had a bat, not through not playing, but he hasn't had a bat. That's 1, 2, 3 for 3 weeks or 4 weeks since he's had a bat. So let's see how he gets on here against Straker. He's left-handed, so they've just got brighter a touch again, as we've got, not really though, we've still got this overcast grey cloud, and Stevenson, no slips in place, 2 deep to the leg, 3 deep to the leg side and 2 deep to the offside, and Stevenson just plays behind square on the offside to the right there, first ball, but he doesn't get a run, so it's 192 for 3. I'm still 123 behind here, Tynedale, 44th over this one, and he's got that one away, and that'll beat the fielder, will it? Yes, it's running up towards the fine leg boundary, and has he got it there? No, 4 runs signalled there by the umpire, up to the fine leg boundary, crosses the boundary just to the right of the clubhouse, and that takes the score to 196 and 119 behind now, Tynedale. Stevenson off the mark with a 4, and he's forward this time, just sort of itches the bat at it there and plays and misses through to the wicketkeeper, and there's no run off the last ball of the over there, and there we go. 44 completed now, 6 to go here. Tynedale 119 behind here from the winning target, that is. Alnmouth 314 for 3 in their innings, and it's McCabe who's at 60 and Stevenson at 4. So we'll just be back in just a tick after this quick advert here on Cricket West Tyne.
You're listening to Cricket West Tyne program on Spreaker Online and Podcast Radio in association with the Royal Oak Country Pub, Cornsey Colliery, experts in business consultancy, and Cannon Bristle and Dairy Products. Drink well, eat well, do business well, listen well.
Welcome back here, and Craig's has changed ends now. He's taken up the new over. The score's moved along now to 190, 198 I think it is now. The scoreboard hasn't clicked over yet. We'll just wait for that, because 197 it is. There we go, 197 now. And it's Craig's round the wicket, comes in to Stevenson, and he just flicks that one to mid-wicket, and there was no run. So 197 for 3 now. McCabe's gone to 61, 117 behind now. 198. The scoreboard's just updated too, as Stevenson plays this square for another single, and it's gone to 199 now, so 116. The deficit comes down to win for Tynedale, as Craig's bowls again, and it's McCabe this time, who just drives up there to Dushan, who's at deep wide mid-on. Craig's again now, still coming round the wicket to McCabe. Hits it high, and it's 6 runs, I think it is. Yes, 6 over the head of long on. Round the back of the clubhouse it goes again now, and they're all rushing over there to try and find it to save this light. at just coming up to 25 past 7. And there we go, the score moves up to 105 now for 205 for 3 Tynedale, and McCabe has gone to 67. So there we go, Tynedale have got the full complement of batting points here, as well as that one bowling point. But Alnmouth on for a victory, and that's pulled over the head and it's fallen in the gap between backward point there and deep square leg. So McCabe gets a single. He goes to 68 now, 206 for 3 Tynedale. And I think there was a bit of movement behind the bowler's arm there, but I don't know what would happen there if Hugh Stevenson was out, because Craig's bowled the ball. I don't think that one counted. And it's hit the inside edge and bounced down past the wicketkeeper. A little bit lucky there, Stevenson, but he gets a single for riding his luck. And that takes the score up to 207. Stevenson's gone to... or maybe it didn't come off the bat there. His score hasn't changed though. It mustn't have come off the bat. It certainly looked like it from here. But he played to a wide ball there and it bounced down. But he stayed at 6, not out. So it's 207 for 3. 108 off the winning margin, the winning target here at Tynedale. 68 not out McCabe, but it's Stevenson on strike, Straker to bowl. Just perhaps got a little brighter again here at the start of this next over, which is the 45th. 2 deep on the leg side, and that's 6. That's 6 over mid-wicket, and that's probably maybe the longest shot of the day out there. Maybe Straker hit 1 or 2 a bit further in his innings. Certainly maybe 1, but 6 runs to Stevenson. It was it wasn't too full a ball, but he was on the front foot as well. He hit that one and struck it well. It was like a golf swing he hit that one with. But it's gone to 213 now, the total, as Stevenson this time just pushes out to the offside and it's fielded quickly there. Stevenson's gone to 12 with that one, the score up to 213, and the deficit's down now to 102. And here's Straker. Stevenson goes for the big pile driver again over the leg side, but he doesn't time that one. It goes out along the ground to Richards there at deep backward square. He's in off the boundary now for the right-hander McCabe. In goes, and a big swing this time from McCabe, from Straker. Straker went in there and bowled, and a big swing, but he missed it through the wicketkeeper, so no run there. The leg side field away back, as far as they can go, just about out to the right-hand side there. A loopy leg spinner there from Straker, and McCabe just runs 1 to backward point. And another 1 to the total, which takes it to 215 now. And it's exactly 100 to win now for Tynedale, as in goes Straker again. And Stevenson goes for the big hit again over the leg side and misses. And that's the end of the over. And Straker finishes that one. And there was no run off the last ball there. So there we go, 216 actually the total. 216 for 3 Tynedale. The scoreboard's just updated itself, so the deficit now down below 100. And it's Craig's who's going to bowl again from the top end. He's about to move into bowl now to McCabe. 69 not out. McCabe hits high. 1 bounce up, 2 bounces up to the fielder there at long off for a single. So 1 more to the total. That takes it to 217. 217 for 3. Craig's to Stevenson, who's back, playing up to Dushan at extra cover there. And they look for a run, but he sent McCabe back again. Stacey Lavery back with us here, sitting to my right. No other spectators down this end, the car park end, and Stevenson plays and misses outside the off stump again, through to the wicketkeeper, and there's no run. 217 now the score. 217 for 3. In comes Craigs again. Stevenson hits hard along the ground up to the deep cover boundary to the left there in front of the hedge and gets one. And he goes to 15 now, and the score goes to 218, and it's down to 97 now. And was that 6? A big hit and 4 runs, 1 bounce over the boundary there from McCabe, and it's that gloomy yellow. I couldn't see that one. I knew it went to the leg side, but 6 more to the total, which takes it to 224 more to the total, I beg your pardon, which takes it to 222. And there's McCabe this time, just hits a single out to the leg side of the last ball of the over there. And now the deficit down now to 92. The score on the scoreboard 221. So let's see where we're going here. I'll probably update again before I get this one worked out, but here we go. 94, the gap at the minute for Tynedale to win. Colin McCabe there on 74s on strike now. Straker bowls, and he hits this one hard up towards us here, behind the long off boundary, and it's fielded about 10 yards in from it. And another single to the total, which takes it now to 222 for 3. McCabe has gone to 75. Stevenson on strike. The field moves round for the left-hander, and Stevenson plays back for 1 there to mid-wicket. And that takes the score now to 223. And now we're down to 92. 223. The score as Straker bowls to McCabe. He hits it high, it's through the gap, and it's going for 4 up to the deep straight mid-wicket boundary across to the right there. So 4 more to the total takes it to 227 for 3 here at Tynedale. And McCabe has gone to 78 with that one. Here he goes, facing up to Straker again. And the scoreboard hasn't updated yet, and McCabe just guides it away. Looks like it's run beat the fielder there. No, nicely fielded. Down quickly. It was Richards there who got down to that one. And picks it up and throws in. So McCabe gets another one there. That takes the score up to 226. McCabe has gone to 79, I think, with that one. And it's Stevenson on strike this time. He tries to play away, and I think it took an inside edge there for a single. So now it comes down to 86. The margin as the score moves up to 229. Here's Straker again now. Bowls to McCabe, who whips it away through mid-wicket, but straight to the fielder there, Dushan. And there's no run. So there we go, the end of the 47th over. 3 to go here. McCabe at 79. And the score at the moment at 228. It might be, I've got it down as 86, so it may be up to 229. But we'll have to go with the scoreboard for the moment. So at 87, the margin at the moment. And here is Craigs to take up the attack in. This is the 49th over. It hadn't changed over, so there we go. Penultimate over here, and there's going to be 1 more to Stevenson. He'll go to 16, and the score goes up to 229 according to the scoreboard, but the scoreboard's gone down at the minute. Just moving the field about here. 229 now. Stevenson's gone to 17. 86 now the difference, which would be the winning margin, the winning deficit for Tynedale to make up. But in the last over here, 229, McCabe at 79 on strike. Here he goes, swings away and outside the off stump, and he just hits it down into the floor, I think, unless it ricocheted off the keeper's pads there. But it's back with Craigs now. In the gloom he comes in again, and he's hit it high this time, and that might be, just up for 1 to Dushan there up at the straight long off boundary. I couldn't see him, he was hidden behind a couple of players up there. So 1 more to the total takes it to 230. A big swing and a miss by Stevenson this time, outside the off stump. and it's taken by the keeper, thrown straight back to Craig's up there. So here's Stevenson now, 17 not out. Here we go, in comes Craig's towards us now, around the wicket to the left hand eye, whips that one away through the offside, off the back foot, up too long off, and he gets a single. One more to the total there, and with one over to go, Tynedale 231 for 3. McCabe 80, Stevenson 18, and the gap now, the winning deficit would be 84, but 83 in the lead. Alnmouth are at the moment. So here we go. It's going to be Straker, right arm leg spinner, to bowl the last over, and it's going to be Stevenson on strike. And again, it's just as the cloud moves away, the low cloud moves again, it's got a bit brighter. And that's going to be byes, 1 bye to the total there, I think. Yes, umpire signals it up there to the scorers. So 232 now for 3 Tynedale. So McCabe on the strike. We've got a backward point, we've got a deep cover and extra cover, a mid-off, a mid-on, 2 deep square on the leg side and mid-wicket. And here's McCabe, and that's high and mighty, and it's 1 bounce for 4 over long on. So 4 more to the total there. McCabe moves along to 84. The score goes to 236 for 3 Tynedale in the last over here of the 50. At just after 25, just on 25 to 8 tonight here at Alnmouth. Straight again to McCabe, who just defends down nicely under the offside. And it's picked up by the wicketkeeper. Straker is about to bowl again. He just walks back to the end of his mark now. Plenty of spectators still bearing it outside the clubhouse, and it's driven up here for 1 to deep mid-off. So 1 more to the total. It takes it to 237. McCabe has gone to 85. Stevenson on strike now to Straker. And a swing and a miss, and he's bowled. Stevenson's bowled there. And I think there's 1 or 2, maybe 2 balls left here at the moment. And Stevenson's bowled, so Straker gets his 2nd wicket of the day. Tynedale lose their 4th wicket. At 237, it's Stevenson who's gone for 18 after a little cameo innings at the end there, just to get the score along for Tynedale. But it looks like it's Andy Percival who's coming in to bat now. Just have a look up through the binoculars there. Yes, it's Percival coming in, and I think he's just got a couple of balls, or maybe even just 1 to face here. But the score 237 Tynedale for 3 to Alnmouth 314. 77 Tynedale are behind Alnmouth score at the moment. But here we go now. Here's Percival on strike to Straker. Bowls, and Percival just guides it away beyond 3rd man. And 1 ball left. Is there? No, that's it. The innings is finished there, and Alnmouth it is, who have got the part win here. Not a full win. They've only taken 4. They've got 2 bowling points there, but they've part won this match by 77 runs. It is 2, and Tynedale finish on 237 for 4 after 50 overs playing. Alnmouth's 314 for 3. So there we go. Straker with a couple of wickets there for Alnmouth. Denton with the 1st wicket, that was Parker. And there was 1 run out, that excellent run out of Kant. Well, it was an excellent throw down from a good distance away. But the wickets fell at 45, 164, 192 and 237. The men to fall were Dan Parker, Tom Kant for an excellent 89. And there again, it's an excellent innings, not out, an unbeaten 85 from Callan McCabe it is there. At the end, 85 not out with him and Stevenson finishing unbeaten there, him and Percival finishing unbeaten at the end. But Kant went for the second wicket for that in the 38th over for that 89. Rainford for 6 in the 44th, and then Stevenson just before the end there for 18. So there we go. And it was not very many, only 7 wickets have fallen today. So on what's been more or less an overcast day all day, but with mostly blustery as well. It hasn't been the bowler's day at all. Only 7 of the 20 wickets falling at Alnmouth today. But yeah, in the dusk, I would call it now. The bats will be coming out shortly. We've no wildlife about now, but here we are to say goodnight here from Alnmouth tonight, with the hosts winning by 77 runs for their game today. So Tynedale, a couple of defeats on the trot now, just 3 games to go, but do join us again tomorrow. We'll be at the county match at Jesmond, the first day of the Minor Counties Championship match between Northumberland and Cumberland in East Division. We'll be on the air from 12 noon if you want to tune in. Don't forget, via any way you can get a connection to the internet, just Spreaker.com, through the Cricket West Tyne section of the Spreaker website, or via YouTube, the Cricket West Tyne channel as well. But thanks to the nice people at Alnmouth here this afternoon. They've been everybody's been very talkative. They've all come over and have a word, and we've enjoyed it here this afternoon. But Tynedale, not so good for Tynedale. They lose out by 77, but Alnmouth on a roll after their win last night in the cup final and their win today against the visitors Tynedale. But I'll leave you now until 12 noon tomorrow down at Jesmond with the result that Alnmouth beat Tynedale by 77 runs. 237 for 4 Tynedale, played 314 for 3 by Alnmouth. Speak to you again from 12 noon tomorrow, but from here it's good night from me.